Hi there, I am making a follow-up video. It has been brought to my attention some time ago, actually, that Dr. Gabor Mate was a scheduled keynote speaker for the National Gathering for Survivors, Breaking the Colonial Mindset, hosted by the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation. When I got word of this, I reached out to the National Center for Truth and Reconciliation, and I brought the first video to their attention, and I shared the letter that I had written to Dr. Gabor Mate, which I would like to share with you now. Dear Dr. Gabor Mate, I hope you will take the time to try to understand the magnitude of the incorrect statement Indigenous people used to practice daily gratitude made at the Ottawa Writers International Festival. Not one day after TRC Day, less than 2 hours after a beautiful land acknowledgement where they make mention of being aware of the colonial mindset or something along those lines. Since first contact, our cultures, our lands, our ways of being have been under attack, from not being recognized as human to the many atrocities that ensued since, far too numerous to mention, to list here. Fast forward to residential schools, 60 scoop and day schools, which brings us to TRC Day, also known as Orange Shirt Day. A day of mourning, a day to remember the stolen children, a day to acknowledge the atrocities committed against First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples. You are a world-renowned healer and best-selling author, and as such, your words carry great weight and have a huge impact on individuals and society at large. In fact, your wise words had a huge impact on my healing journey, and for that, I truly thank you. You can imagine my shock at hearing this categorically incorrect statement. Indigenous people used to practice daily gratitude, which implies we do not or no longer practice our culture, our way of being. So no, I could not quietly sit in my seat in a church in the capital of Canada at the Ottawa International Writers Festival. Then to have my mere presence standing there quietly and politely holding your new book, The Myth of Normal, Trauma, Illness, and Healing in a Toxic Culture, met with fear. To have active steps taken to ensure you would not correct this statement at that event was the most polite form of racism and apathy I have experienced. When a world-renowned healer and a festival with such a lofty mandate as the Ottawa's Writers claims to have takes these actions, we truly are in a toxic culture. Should you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Thank you. So that's my letter. It was sent to Dr. Gabor Mate's contact information, October 2022. No response, 5 months. It was brought to the attention of the National Truth and Reconciliation, and their response was they would have a word. So I hung up the phone and, carried on with my day, carried on with my life, and life is busy. I'm an Indigenous grandmother, processing and healing from a lot of trauma, a day school survivor. My mother is a residential school survivor. She never spoke of it. So I would say to the National Truth and Reconciliation, that no more silence, no more private words. This statement was made in a very public forum. This was brought to your attention, and if you believe that this is still the best person for you to speak at the National Gathering for Survivors, breaking the colonial mindset. I would say to you, I'll take a page or a word or a paragraph from a paraphrase from Dr. Gabor Mate's book. Be very mindful of what we allow to become normal. This silence, it's insidious. And I'm asking you not to be silent. Hawa.